Yo,
Yo, good morning.
how goes it?
It goes good. How about you? You look worse today than you did yesterday. Your arm's actually in the sling.
I
Yesterday,
was listening yesterday.
well, you had the sling on, but you didn't have your arm in it.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
No, that's okay. No,
Uh,
you don't look particularly comfortable.
I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not.
I guess you can't really sleep too well either. I'm gonna say.
No. Fuck.
Wow,
Oh well, such is life. How are you?
I'm tired. I played hockey last night at 9,
Wow.
from 9 till 10. So I didn't go to sleep till about 1:30 in the morning.
Jeez.
It's the most.
Why are all hockey slots so late?
Uh, well, most of all the earlier slots are bought up by kids teams and stuff.
Mm,
But I mean, I remember in university we used to rent the ice at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
what?
Yeah, it was the only time you could.
That's just stupid.
It was the only time you could get it.
That's insanity, man.
Yeah.
Not only are you sleep deprived, but you're also exhausted in when you should be resting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my legs and my hips and my butt muscles are all killing me this morning because when you haven't skated for a long time, like skating just works your muscles differently than anything else you can do.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was fun. It was fun. And what else?
I got something going on at the top of my screen. My Zoom. Do you have a white bar across the top of your Zoom window?
I do.
Thick?
No, it was just a normal bar with like a minimize,
Yeah,
maximize.
yeah. That's what I was expecting.
Oh. So do you like the new Storytime commercials?
I do. Like, I mean, where are you finding all the talent? I don't know.
It's the miracle of the internet.
But they look fantastic, I have to say. For something that you could create on your own laptop without getting your butt out of the chair,
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing.
yeah. It's I'm quite surprised at how much content is there. I mean, there's some things you click on and it takes you to iStock and wants you to pay, but
Mhm.
there's still quite a bit of free content, and I don't know. The search is the keywords took me a while to find a few things, but it between that and the free music on the other, like that was Pexels was the videos, and then Pixabay is the music
Yeah.
site. So, and I don't know. I'm gonna do a video on Camtasia, but like basically I created the first one, and then on the same timeline I just have the other three, and I basically just copy the first one, move it over. I replace the video elements, and I replace the one audio track in the middle. So it's actually pretty quick to bang each of them out when you have them all
But
started.
it feels like you've put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. So it was it was good. We'll see. I don't know. Has there been any activity on the website?
I wish I could tell you otherwise. Oh, look at that. 11 users on Tuesday the 20th. Wow. That's not a lot.
Well, probably more than Monday the 19th.
Monday the 19th, we had 8. And on Sunday we had 14.
That's interesting.
No, it's not. Just a second. Son of a bitch.
I watched the that convert box video. Did you?
Yes, and
It's interesting. I don't know if if it integrates with Kajabi. But basically what it is, it's just an overlay pop-up that comes up on your site,
Mhm.
and you can set it up to be to pop up at different time intervals, different frequencies, under different conditions. The example in the video is if the person has an abandoned cart flag, then they get you can create a pop-up that pops up and says, don't forget to complete your purchase, and it gives them a progress bar, and you can do different messaging. You can do little mini like engagement survey things, like just a whole bunch of different things to to engage and convert people that visit your site. So it's just kind of like a plugin or an add-on. It's a cool little idea, but it's I don't know. I think the one-time fee is $495 or something.
I don't know.
So
I was not convinced by that. Maybe because Thrive Light Boxes has some of that functionality already.
yeah,
So I can have a pop-up come up. I can't link it to necessarily a user, or at least I haven't investigated linking it to a user, but X number of seconds that you're on the page, X% of scroll down the page, exit intent, so you're about to leave the page, like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So when I was looking through that convert box, I was like, this all implies I have crazy amount of traffic.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, it's
if you're not in traffic, there's nothing.
Yeah.
I also did some searching on selling Trello boards.
Yeah.
So I came up with, I found a lady, her name is Dallas Gordon, I think. She's got a bunch of YouTube videos anyway. So she sells Trello boards. But basically you're just building your Trello board and then you're making it a template.
Yep.
And it's available to the public. So people could technically find it and get it for free.
Mhm.
But basically when you sell it, you're giving them the link to that template, and then they create the board. There's a create your own board from that template button.
Yep.
In their own account. So that's kind of the way you would go.
How much is she charging?
I don't know. I couldn't find her pricing. I didn't want to click on any of her stuff just yet. But the way she talks about it is she calls it her tribe. And on YouTube, she's got close to 4,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how big her tribe is, different, if it's different than what her YouTube subscriptions are, but she says she mostly sells it within her tribe. So I'm guessing it's probably fairly cheap, but I don't know what that means necessarily. But yeah, it was kind of interesting to see that somebody else has already thought about it. But I mean, Trello doesn't really support or condone it, I guess is what I found as well.
Well, so
and you have, in order to create a template, you have to actually you have to have the business account, which
really, because are you sure?
To create a template, yeah, that's what I found yesterday.
Damn
But
bastards.
it's $10 per user per month if you pay annually, or it's 12 something a month. So anyway, it gets kind of pricey. But it got me. I looked into that. There's another program called Monday. I don't know if you've ever seen Monday, but I
saw a lot of commercials for it.
Yeah, it's another cool little program. But that's one. Monday's even more expensive if you buy the business. But all these, if you're doing what we're doing, you can do it for free. But
interesting. You're right. There's no settings, change workspace, no label collections, upgrade. Is collections the template? No.
I think if you go to the menu on the right, there's like a more button, or the taco button.
Yeah, and then there's the three dots.
There's the make template, but then it says upgrade beside it if you want to activate that feature. It's funny.
Maybe it's because I'm not the owner of the boards.
Oh, maybe. Because it's funny, the way I was thinking of, like, I started messing around with one for my resume course, which just had a to-do column, and each card was kind of in order, and then in progress, so the person would drag each one over, and then a completed. But the way she has her board set up is she has a column for each step, and then when you click on the card for that that step, inside the card is a checklist, and then that's the way hers is set up. Oh, somebody's at our door.
Yep. You want to check it out?
My wife's home. She's waiting to hear about her car. That's weird. So you on heavy duty meds too, or what?
Try not to be, because that just gets you foggy.
Yeah.
No, it's not that it's like you just have to watch every step. You just you can't flail it around arms like that. So
yeah. Well, it's hard with a little one in the house too, because you go to do something or whatever, and you go to move, and it's like, no.
Yeah, it's like it's been 7 years since my last dislocation. This is why this is so painful, because it's not only is it recurring, I would imagine it would have healed.
Yeah.
So it's a bitch.
Time to get that biomechanical arm replacement.
I was thinking that. that should be the way to go.
I used to joke with my mom. My mom had really bad feet. I used to joke with her. I said, you should just go get your feet removed and replaced with the carbon fiber things they used the Paralympians for running.
You're a good son. Did she used to smack you for saying that?
No, she just laughed.
She just laughed. Good woman.
Yeah.
Good woman.
The what else? I finalized my launch for my leadership for retail managers with Joanne yesterday.
Joanne?
Yeah.
So when are you going live?
So the first module is going to release to them the week of the 4th, August 4th.
Great.
And then the first Wednesday after that at 9 a.m. will be our first Zoom call, and it's going to run for 7 weeks.
Holy shit, that's fantastic! Well, there you go, your first gig.
Yeah, so it's about $4,500 worth of stuff. So
it's $4,500 you didn't have before.
Yeah, no, it's a huge leap forward, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then coming out of that will be kind of testimonials, and who knows what else will come out of it.
Well, you never know. Some of your people might leave and go to other places, and then they'll tell other people about what they've been through.
Yeah.
You might suggest that you might suggest that this is some of the stuff that people should put on their resume.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And then they get asked about it, and it's like, oh yeah, team unleash your potential. I need to Google them.
Oh, and I reached out on LinkedIn Messenger yesterday to the lady that runs the DeGroote MBA co-op placements.
Yep.
So I haven't heard back yet, but I just reached out to her and said, I've been started my own business, doing a bunch of stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I've been reconnecting with some of my former employees that came through your program, and it got me realizing I really like working with that audience. I'd love to connect to get your thoughts on what sort of things that audience would be looking for and how I would connect with them. So
that is beautiful.
Hopefully I hear back from her in a few days.
I have to say, you're amazing at how well you can find those connections. I don't have that in me.
No. Well, that one I've had it on my like to-do list for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I finally got around to doing it yesterday. Well, part of it too is it's funny because one of my peer coaching guys from my course, guy who lives in El Paso, Texas, he reached out to me on Friday saying he's repositioning his audience, like what he's going after for his audience. So he's trying to be a coach for midlife entrepreneurs and career professionals. And he was just asking my opinion on a few things on his website and stuff. So I went through his website. I found like about half a dozen typos. So I sent him screenshots of those to have those fixed. And then on his site, he has videos, a couple TED Talk videos, I watched, which are actually pretty good, but they had nothing to do with him. So I suggested to him, I said he needs to get some videos of himself on his site. And I offered to do like a Zoom interview with him, that like he could set up all the questions and stuff and just have me interview him. Like, so tell me about yourself, tell me about your practice, tell me about who you're trying to help. And then he can use that video on his site, and I'll post some things. So I'm waiting to hear back if he's interested in that. But the point of the story is I also was reiterating to him some of the advice Jamie gave me on my one-on-one coaching session, which was to keep trying to have more. You have to have more conversations with more people. Just creating things like I did yesterday, like building more commercials. I love doing that, but it's really not getting me in touch with people per se. But reaching out to like that lady on LinkedIn, that's what's going to create conversations and create results. So that's kind of what motivated me to get off my ass and finally reach out to her yesterday.
Yeah, I can't tell you that I'm all the way out of the woods with a clear understanding of what I need to do next.
Yeah.
But I have to get out of the woods because this is not sustainable.
With respect to what you're going to do for solo business, or what you're going to do just in general terms?
Well, in general terms, that's the kind of the easiest stuff. You just look for work because that's kind of what we've been trained to do. Yeah. No, I specifically interested about solo business. Yeah. What can be, Kat, we've been doing this for 80 God knows how many episodes, and you've never came by. She feels I'm in pain.
Yeah.
She comes to comfort.
That's good. Animals know best. Did you ever see the story with I think it was either a cat or a dog in like I don't know if it was a retirement home or a hospital ward, but somehow it knew instinctively like who was on the verge, like on their last days, and would basically go and comfort that person for the last 2 or 3 days, and then that person would pass. So it was like when that cat or dog, whatever it was, when it came and spent time with you, it was like the sign that it was your time soon.
You're trying to go.
But it was also comforting for the people because it was like, oh, the how soothing and comfortable and animals' attention can be.
What are you saying?
No, I'm not implying anything.
See, I can't get away from her. So yeah, so it's I really need to start cutting your hair because it's like flying everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I was saying because it boggles my mind. It doesn't boggle my mind. It actually makes me believe that the way I think about a business or starting a business or scaling a business, it's either incorrect or flawed in some way.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing I either have a lack of an idea that I'm solving, because again, you have to have something that people need in order to be successful. Oh. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I've been thinking about this a lot as to why some of this stuff never played out. Or never played out in this in a way that I would imagine it to play out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I think about like your nailing the niche nutritionist thing, it's kind of, is it a bad idea, or was it just not quite refined enough or targeted enough, or, you know what I mean? Like um, to me, there was enough interest in some regards. Like I know the numbers didn't play out the way you wanted, or the benchmarks that your course talked about.
Yeah.
There seemed to be, enough interest there in some regard that there's something there. I mean, again, part of it, the equation too, is what I'm trying to figure out with some of my ideas for audiences is even if there's an idea there, is the audience lucrative enough to actually make a go of it, right? So kind of like, are struggling nutritionists a good economic group to get in bed with, similar to like for me, new managers or whatever. Maybe that's not the best place.
No, you're right. You're. I think your judgment and your logic is absolutely right.
But is there a different angle or a different take on that same space? I don't know. Yeah, I saw an interesting thing in the Kajabi group the other day where somebody said, this whole group seems to be focused on people helping other people build their courses and market their courses. And like, basically the person was saying, is there anybody on this group who's had success, like doing things other than just helping people with this platform? Like, and then a whole bunch of people chimed in with stuff like, business coaching, or there was some like yoga and other exercise kind of things. I saw one guy a while ago, he was doing like online karate or something. Anyway, but it was just interesting because even like I said yesterday, that lady I found that's selling Trello boards, her business is the same thing. It's helping people with their digital marketing and branding and stuff. So I don't know if that's just because that's the part of the world we're in right now, is we see all this stuff focused on how to make your digital businesses successful versus getting good examples of people that are having success with digital platforms, but in totally related to the business side of it. It's other stuff, other problems.
It's an interesting point.
Right. I mean, the way I look at it too is like,
I think both can exist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I think it's like the iceberg. Like you see the tip of the iceberg is all this stuff to do with running your business, and below the iceberg is the people that are running a business outside of that, and you don't see it because we're not their target audience.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think for like you've got the blueprint of what you need to do from your course. It's just a matter of landing on another idea. And I know we noodled around a couple ideas with the onboarding stuff and whatever, and kind of realizes that the economics and the competition in that arena are probably not well suited. But
one thing I have to I sometimes catch myself on is I don't have a story to tell which would be wildly successful myself outside of running that retail business, which was success.
Yeah.
I don't have a story to tell because most of the people that I see sell the services, they sell it on the premise that I've done it and this is how I've done it.
Yeah.
So it's I can definitely see that there might be, because I haven't done it, and I'll speak for myself, because I haven't done it, it's my approach as to how to do it might be incorrect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I read something or saw something where it was like, they were talking about that phenomenon, like people people launch something and they're successful with it, and then they sell the course on, here's what I did that worked for me. But I think we might have talked about this before, but the intangible is them, right? Like it's like if you take all those steps and give it to another person and they do all the steps, it's not a formula. It's like, here's a recipe, but you put different ingredients into it. And the main ingredient is you, the personality, the entrepreneur, the experience, whatever it is, that it's not necessarily going to play out. Like it's not as cookie cutter as it seems. Just follow these steps and you'll be wildly successful. And that's, I don't know. I keep coming back to the stuff from Jamie's course about, the authenticity, the know you, like you, trust you, like building up those relationships with people online, and having to have enough content that people can spend. And like that's the other takeaway I had from that other Kajabi thing I was telling you about, where 12 to 18 months of people interacting with you without you even knowing it. And I go back to like for Jamie, like it took, I was listening to his stuff for 13 years before I actually gave him any money.
Wow, yeah, that.
Not that we have a 13-year runway, but
we don't.
No. But I also don't think 7-month runway is really reasonable either.
Well, the one thing that kind of an idea that keeps in the back of my head is like 7 months is 7 months doing different things okay, or is it you should be accumulating certain steps along a predefined or a path that you have in your head?
Yeah.
In other words, being all over the place for the last 7 months, does that count towards experience? I guess it does, but in what way?
Yeah. Well, Jamie's got his quote, and it was from an author, and it was about writing, but and I know we've talked about this before. It was the writing is like driving in the fog. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you get the whole trip that way. And the takeaway is that, you don't really need to have this master plan of like exactly where you're going to go and exactly the route you're going to take to get there. You can make it there by doing all these short little stints along the way. So yeah, I don't know what that means necessarily, but I know for me, I don't know, I'm light years ahead today on all this stuff than I was 7-8 months ago. I didn't even know any of this stuff even existed.
Yeah, neither did I.
So it's
well, there's
one thing I do have to get to, though. I've been getting all these emails because I had run all those Google ads. So there's a bunch of emails I've had about a course basically to learn more about Google ads. And there's probably 7 or 8 classes in it that I just haven't got to, but I keep intending, like, I need to learn more about how those things work and how to leverage them properly.
And you have that course?
Yeah, I think I got to click on those emails and find it, but it's free through Google. I don't know if it's because I've hit a threshold on what I've spent with them or something is what kicked that off. But I'm gonna start doing that today, actually, now that I think about it. Because that was my whole premise at the very beginning of this, is just like, I'm gonna create some stuff and then I'm gonna pay for some Google ads and the rest will be history.
No, I agree. I had the same concept in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
because I thought that that would be a great way of driving traffic.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that can be done is we can take a certain slice of life or work and then see what problems come out of it. And then you research and see what people doing about those problems. It's because I come back to that girl who was that video, the long video about how do you make $10,000 a month from a course,
Yeah.
which was kind of my opening line to you when we first talked.
Yeah.
I keep asking myself, even if it's half true, or even if it has bibs and bobs, why do people pay for her course? That's the one thing. So is it a skill that they are acquiring that they can then use to produce money on their own, which would make sense? Is it something else? I don't have a good answer for that, but I think finding that answer would make for creating anything that we create much better.
Yeah.
Like for example, yeah, go ahead.
It's interesting because like that whole genre that we talked about in terms of like how to succeed in your digital business, it's like get rich quick schemes, right? It's like, that all these people are like, oh yeah, I want some passive income. I want to do this. And they dabble in, they buy the course and they try something that doesn't work and then they give up. Like there's a high percentage of those people. I even think of like the course I was on, and I don't know what your experience was with your course, but we started with, I think like 20 people, 2 or 3 people quit. So I don't know. I'm assuming they must've got a refund or whatever, because they just disappeared after 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then of the 17 or so of us that were left over, I'd say only like 7 or 8 people were highly engaged in terms of like posting things. Now, who knows? People's engagement might be under the radar and they're just doing it on their own without engaging with the group. But even in a high priced course, I'm going to hazard to guess that, out of the 20 people, maybe 5 people are going to be successful.
The math makes sense.
Yeah. So it's, I think you and I are the types of people who expect to be in that group.
We are.
Right.
We are, shamelessly.
Yeah. So, I can't think of too many things that I've done with the intent of failing. So,
so let me ask you a question. How do you get your coaching business off the ground?
Well, I got to talk to people, and the starting point is declaring that you're now a coach, which I've done, and I have my website. Reaching out to people, connecting with them, having conversations, demonstrating what it does, how you do it, and so on. So
You should do a video about what a coach is and what a coach is not, because a lot of people might think that a coach is somebody who's like already reaching for the stars and grabbing them off the sky. No, no, a coach is a person who asks you unbiased and very deep questions, which you answer for yourself, not the coach.
Yeah.
Shit, Greg.
So what do you need an idea and then you start going, or what? What's your next step? I'll ask you the same question. What do you need to get your business off the ground? Like,
well, I need to first define my business. That's the problem. See, I thought I would get support from my wife, because we could play around and see if what I have in mind works for the business.
Yeah,
she would be a willing participant, but unfortunately, anyway, it's a completely different story. But she's not going to do this right now.
Yeah.
So then I keep asking myself, so what is my business then? And I'm not coming up with a solid answer. And that is what bothers me the most, is because I feel like I'm just, oh, just give me an idea and I'll run with it.
Yeah.
I have to be passionate about something.
Yeah. Well, what do you like doing the most?
Tech. I like doing tech.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that the building the app was a thrill.
Yeah.
Like figuring shit out and making stuff work. That I love doing.
Yeah.
Knowing it's the one thing that I keep always telling my wife when she dabbles in Excel. As I said, if you're doing something for a very long time, that means that there's an easier way to do this.
Yeah.
And solving those things, that excites me. But how do I put that into business? Like the only thing that I can come up with right now is provide my services for hire.
Yeah.
But then I need a couple of, I mean, I can create fake reviews just to get myself going.
Is that for
Well,
big businesses? Is that for like I know I see on my Kajabi group all the time, there's all kinds of people that have no technical skills and they're all constantly on there going like, somebody recommend me a VA, somebody recommend me somebody that can build my website, recommend somebody to me that can, basically do all the work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's opportunities out there for that kind of stuff, but it's very piecemeal.
No, I think I would, like I would want to focus in on this, I don't know yet what, but I think that I would prefer to focus on something that is apparent to me and not a excuse me. So something, you know what? I should just make sure that I promote and see if there are any takers on my course setup stuff.
Yeah.
That's I do want to do that because there's no reason why not to do this. I've got all the tech purchased anyway, so it just makes sense to use it.
Yeah.
That's kind of been my point all along, is the fact that you and me, we've invested in platforms.
Yeah.
We're not using those platforms right now to generate income.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody else can generate income without having to pay as much.
Yeah.
So win-win.
Do you
at least it feels that way.
Do you know anyone who, in any of your conversations, who had an idea? Like I'm even thinking like your brewery friend, although like I know he's totally engrossed in getting his bricks and mortar business off the ground.
Yep.
I don't know. Again, like it feels to me like there's something there that could be like documenting the process of him starting his business, or once he gets going, like how to operate a distillery, how to create signature drinks. I don't know, something that might be interesting.
Yeah.
And maybe the nutritionist thing is still an angle. If that's, I mean, obviously you have some kind of interest and passion in that arena, but
I feel like Googling right now how to come up with business ideas.
Yeah.
This is what I feel like Googling right now. Anyway.
All right. Well, tomorrow you can share everything you come up with.
Sure as heck, I hope I will.
That's your goal. By the end of this week, you'll have an idea.
Thank you, sir. Nothing like a goal to set me going.
There you go. All right.
Okay, Greg.
We'll see you
I'll
tomorrow.
talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.